Hey guys, Michael here, Power Focus Fitness, day 7 of HIIT For Beginners, so 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, with a 1 minute rest between rounds. So what we're going to be doing today is skipping, Russian twists, mountain climbers, and flutter kicks. So with the skipping, if you need to, just do about a skipping rope. Russian twists, I always find, just putting your feet down on the ground. Mountain climbers, just take your time with those if you want to, just take it slow and you'll be fine. And then your flutter kicks, basically just bend your knees while you're moving your feet up and down for the flutter kicks. We've done all these in previous videos. So on that note, we'll get started. We'll be starting with skipping rope. So basically, as I said, with the skipping rope, if you don't have a skipping rope, you can just jump in the air if you want to. Or you do seated twists with the feet on the floor, slow mountain climbers, or bent knee flutter kicks. So basically, it's 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So we'll start now. There we go. Right, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And as I said, I'm using a skipping rope for this one. And 30 seconds rest. So you're going into the Russian twist next. So as I said with the Russian twists, basically when you come down to the floor, just keep your feet down on the ground, doing the twist motion, as you can see. So we'll be starting again in 3, 2, and 1. Down on the floor for those Russian twists. And 30 seconds rest. I'm going into the mountain climbers next. So as I was saying before, with the mountain climbers, just take your time, just take it slow, like so. If you want to go quicker, go quicker. It's up to you. Starting again in 3, 2, and 1. Down the floor. And now the next exercise will be the flutter kicks. So usually with the flutter kicks, you'll be just like so, legs out straight, kicking in the air. If you need to, just bend your knees and do it like so. Feels weird to me, I've never really done it before. Knees bent. And we're starting again in 3, 2, 1. Also be doing 4 rounds this time round. So we'll give ourselves a 1 minute break. need to have a drink at all, have a drink. So just try and get your breath back if you need to. And just have yourself a few sips of water. So we've got another 25 seconds. If you want to just buy yourself a skipping rope, I would suggest buying something a little bit better than what I've got. I don't use it a hell of a lot. So it only cost me $1.50 from Rebel Sports because I spent $150 on a weighted vest. So that was pretty good. So we're starting again in 3, 2, and 1. Back to that skipping rope or jumping on the spot. Yeah. Just when you get a bit better, just have a bit of fun with it. Going into those Russian twists. Now with the Russian twists, if you want to, you can use a bit of weight if you like. I've got a couple of weights sitting over here, so you can use them if you like, but it's okay if you don't, especially at the beginner level. So we'll be starting again in 3, 2, and 1. So 30-second break. Something I've noticed lately, if you find you guys go to use pre-workout and anything like that, I would suggest maybe not a good idea to do it for cardio stuff, because I've been using it and I find it's sort of taking my breath away. So just to do something to think about. So we're starting again in 3, 2, and 1. Going into those mountain climbers. The reason why I bring up the pre-workout is that I've found going into the gym, maybe for the last month or so, using it before I go to the gym, I just find it difficult to breathe. And doing some research about it suggests that because I'm using the pre-workout, it just makes it difficult. So that's why I'm bringing it up. So we're starting again in 3, 2, and 1 into those flutter kicks. So if you don't need to use pre-workout, just have a coffee. I'm really going to reevaluate my pre-workout if I'm going to use it at all. But there's just some food for thought. If you're not buying it already, don't worry about it. It comes to all that sort of stuff. Just have a coffee and some good amount of water. So keep your fluids up and you'll get much better results. So we're going into a 1-minute break. So going into round 3. So grab yourself a drink, move around a bit, because it is better to keep moving, because then you can, if you've got any built up lactic acid, you'll find that you'll get rid of that build up if you just sort of keep moving around, and it will help for the rest of the exercise. So as I said, we're going into round 3, and we're starting again in 3, 2, 1, going into that jump rope. That's why I say you're going to start skipping, get a better rope. Even if I had this hung up and try to stretch it out, it still comes together and doesn't stretch out properly. As you can see, it's just, I just need to buy another rope. So we're going into the Russian twists. As I said, if you want to, use some weights for them. If you don't want to, you don't have to. We will be coming up to doing some weighted stuff pretty soon, starting in 3, 2, and 1. I find all these workouts, which I've said in previous videos, count your reps in the 30 seconds and see if you can beat it. But remember, keep good form. It's quality over quantity. Quality should be what we're focusing on. Don't worry about the quantity. Once you get the quality up there, then you can start worrying about the quantity. So we're going into the mountain climbers now. And we'll be starting in 3, 2, and 1. Going into those mountain climbers. Just a little bit about myself and my fitness journey in general. For years, I was playing around with bodybuilding and powerlifting. Just beginner at everything. A lot of trial and error. And then I fell in love with cardio. Been doing cardio for a very long time and just bodyweight calisthenics. And now I've gone back to bodybuilding, adding in the cardio as well. And it's a little bit harder than what you'd actually think. Going and lifting all the weights and then coming back and putting it all together. But at one point I was actually 100 kg and I just got sick of it. And that's when I fell in love with cardio. Started setting up my own boot camps and cross circuit training sessions, and we're starting in 3, 2, and 1, going into those flutter kicks. And basically, it just showed me so much that I need to learn. It just showed me that more of that passion. If I've always wanted to help people, and how can I do it? So doing this is the first step of doing it. So, and it is a little bit scary. So, but at the same time, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for you guys, just to give you some motivation, just to help you out with your own fitness goals. I feel like we've missed a round, but we haven't. So basically we'll be going to the 4th round, 1 minute break now. And just remembering that everyone who starts this sort of training always starts from the bottom. But I can assure you it does get easier. It does get a lot easier. So, and there will always be times when you find it very difficult, but just push through it. If you can, push through it and push through it safely, and then you'll get there and you'll be fine. So we're going into the fourth round now in 3, 2, and 1. See, it's all tangled. No, I'm not going to edit this stuff out, because what's the point? I'm sure you guys, if you got the skipping rope in hand, probably had the same thing happen. But as I said, I'm just going to buy another rope, a much better one. You can buy steel cabled ones that have a plastic sheath. They're really good because they don't get all tangled up or twisted. So I'll go and purchase one of those. Next we're going into those Russian twists again. Hope you guys have checked out my first cooking video. I think it's pretty good. Starting again in 3, 2, and 1. Basically, just going to try and start showing how I cook. And as I've said, I've cooked very simply. And if you want to have a look, go to that video. And seriously, it only took me 15 minutes to do 3 meals, like 3 dinners. And it only costs, don't quote me on it, but around $5.40 or so per meal. So $15 all up for those 3 nights. A good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, very low fat. So I'll be making more videos like that. So if you haven't already watched it, check it out. So, and it's very easy, very simple. So starting again in 3, 2, and 1. Going into the mountain climbers again. I feel like we missed this exercise around 3, but I was talking. So I completely forgot about it straight after I finished it. The only issue with talking through this stuff, not concentrating on the exercise, I'm concentrating on you guys. So going into those flutter kicks now. This will be the last exercise, round 4. And this is still only taking around, 17-minute mark, even though we've gone to 4 rounds. We're starting again in 3, 2, and 1. Into those flutter kicks. If you have any questions or any issues even with my videos, please, good criticism, not bad criticism. Alright, I'm just going to block you otherwise. But any positive comments of how for me to improve these videos, please let me know. And I know there's a lot of improvement to be made, but this is just the beginning. So definitely not the end. So we are done our 4 rounds. That was day 7 of Cardio Core Blast for week 2 of the 4-week program. So on that note, thank you guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Any comments, as I said, please be, you don't have to be positive, but just don't be negative, don't be flat out negative. Just if you want any advice or you want anything to be different, just let me know, or something that I can do to improve things. But there's no reason to be rude about it. And as I said, if you're rude, I'll just block you. It's as simple as that. So, but thank you guys. Have yourselves a good morning, a good day, or a good night. Once again to everyone, thank you. And I'll see you for day 8. Thanks guys. See ya.